Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. The nationwide search for hidden immunity idols by survivors has begun. One person from each state who finds the idol will win a trip to the Survivor 50 live finale and reunion in Los Angeles in May, as will one person who just enters the drawing. The clues for each state's idol are not all being released at the same time. Instead, each state will reveal their clue on a specific day between now and February 20. People have already discovered stock images associated with each state on the contest website, which may or may not be clues. One Redditor compiled all of those image links and all the release dates into one handy spreadsheet. The first two states up are Florida and Oregon, and since I live in Florida, I signed up to see it. Are there any idols in the vicinity? Is it in the middle of an alligator pen at Gatorland? At the Golden Girls house? Okay, that was bulldozed by Disney. Hidden in Ron DeSantis' boots? The contest's rules made it abundantly clear that only one person could claim each state's hidden idol. Instead, anyone who finds it and follows the directions at the location will be entered into a random drawing. Additionally, the search for each state will have its own distinct start, end, and time. Solve the riddle to reveal the idol's location, and go to the designated spot at the stated date and time are the instructions provided on the website. To me, both make sense. I was surprised to find a very limited window to actually reach the idol. It will only take us in Florida 4 hours on Friday, while Oregon will have 5 hours on Saturday. The Florida riddle reveals a location and a city, but it's actually a business. However, Oregon's is located in a national wildlife refuge. If there is no traffic, which is an assumption that no Floridian would make, we are 3.5 hours from Orlando, 5 hours from Jacksonville, or 10 hours from Pensacola. It's therefore a considerable distance to travel. Florida's is in the middle of a major metropolitan area, so I'm guessing plenty of people will go sign up, but it's also not worth it for most of us to take off in the middle of a workday. Well, what would be a workday, but this Friday is the national shutdown day. If one idol is hidden in each state, it won't be easily accessible to many people in most states. Rhode Islanders, you have my envy. In fact, Oregonians, I also envy you. And you can see how long the idol will be available for on handy spreadsheet. There is a good chance that someone will steal a survivor idol, so CBS can't just leave it alone in the middle of a jungle, and the logistics of pulling off a 50-state search have to be considerable. Still, it's pretty disappointing how limited it ended up being. The palm fronds above you are cut by a sliver of sunlight, which hits your eyelids like it was aimed there. You blink awake to the rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore and the distant cough of another camper staring. For a brief, blissful second, you forget where you are. Then it comes at you. The search for the idol of hidden immunity has begun. You don't need Jeff Probst's voice to announce it. Last night, you could tell the change was happening because everyone suddenly became very interested in firewood. Glances were exchanged a little too quickly, and whispers faded as you approached. The clue you found tucked inside the rice pot still burns in your pocket, folded and refolded until the edges are soft. Where the tide kisses the bones of the island, patience reveals what power protects. Cryptic, annoying, the original survivor. As if you were just another sleepy castaway, you slowly get up and scan the beach while stretching. 2 people are already awake. Maya is poking at the fire pit, pretending to coax embers that died hours ago. Ben is down by the water, washing his face in a manner that is a little too thorough for someone who has nothing to hide, or none at all. You cannot leave now. Not yet. The idol doesn't wait for convenience, though. That's clear to you. You've watched enough seasons to know idols disappear, found by someone else, re-hidden by production, or worse, rendered useless by a twist no one saw coming. You check the sun's position. The challenge at midday is coming. That gives you at best a few hours. Your heart starts to beat faster. You grab your canteen and announce you're heading to the well. Nobody seems surprised. That's the point. Maya barely glances up. Ben gives you a nod that feels too neutral to be genuine. When you get off the beach, the jungle will swallow you whole. Your chest is encircled by a thick, unrelenting layer of humidity. Here, everything sounds louder. Your own breathing, insects buzzing, and the snap of twigs under your feet. You force yourself to take your time. Rushing results in errors. Mistakes lead to raised eyebrows. Raised eyebrows lead to votes. Where the tide kisses the bones of the island. You turn your back on the well. Around the eastern edge of the island, where slender limestone protrudes like teeth from the sand, the tide line curves. You'd noticed it on day one. Thought it looked dramatic, dangerous even. Bones of the island. It works. Too well. But idols are never just sitting there waiting to be plucked. They want effort. They want pain. They want you to second-guess yourself. While your eyes scan every crevice, you reach the rocks and crouch down, pretending to adjust your sandal. Nothing glaring. No bright beads, no unnatural carvings. Just stone, salt, and stubborn silence. Patience, the clue said. You rest. Minutes are long. Your toes are covered in water as the tide gets closer. You resist the urge to move, to fidget, to search frantically. Instead, you watch. The waves pull back, then surge forward again, each time revealing a little more of the rock face. That's when you see it. Not the idol itself, of course not, but something wrong. A rock that doesn't match the others. Overly fluid, too meticulous. It's wedged beneath an overhang, only visible when the water recedes just enough. Your heart rate rises. You glance over your shoulder. Jungle. Empty. For now. You move carefully, fingers scraping against stone as you reach into the crevice. The rock shifts, easily. Too easily. And behind it is a bundle wrapped in weathered cloth, tucked deep and clever. You pull it free. It carries an unmistakable weight. Power is powerful. You don't unwrap it yet. Rookie mistake. You slide the bundle into your bag, replace the stone exactly as it was, and stand up slowly, stretching like someone who found absolutely nothing of interest. That's when you hear footsteps. You turn to see Maya emerging from the trees, her smile bright and casual and completely unreadable. "Hey," she says, "Jeff say anything about tree mail?" Your brain scrambles. Lie clean. Lie simple. "Not yet. I was just checking the tide. I was wondering if fish might get stuck here." She nods, eyes flicking briefly to your bag, just long enough for her to inform you that she has noticed the change, the increased weight and tighter grip you are getting on it. "Cool," she says. "Mind if I join you?" Your stomach drops. You believed you had just spent hours. You force a shrug. "Sure." You walk the rocks together, pretending to look for fish, shells, or anything else that isn't what you're actually looking for. You feel the idol pressing against your side, a secret that's already getting heavier by the second. The mood has shifted back at camp. Ben is animated now, laughing too loudly, telling a story no one asked for. Someone else is missing, off on their own errand. The hunt isn't just on, it's feral. You wait for the chaos to peak, someone arguing over rice, someone else slicing their finger and demanding attention. That's when you slip into the shelter, turn your back to the entrance, and finally unwrap the bundle. The idol stares back at you. Beads, wood, shell, unmistakable and beautiful in the most dangerous way. You feel a grin tug at your lips before you crush it down. This doesn't make you safe. It makes you a target. As Jeff's voice reverberates throughout the beach, inviting everyone to accept the challenge, you rewrap it, conceal it well, and step back into the sunlight. As you line up, sandy and smiling, Maya catches your eye. Ben won't meet it. Someone else looks at you a second too long. You have no idea who else has discovered one. You don't know who suspects you.
Inside a piece of damp tree mail, slipped between two splintered sticks like an afterthought. You almost overlook it with the remainder of the vines and bark, almost toss it aside. But then the symbol appears. Your tummy gets tighter. You already know what it means by reading it. The hidden immunity idol is back in play. The note is unfolded after you have waited until no one is looking. Your hands are steady. Years of watching Survivor have trained you for this exact moment, but your pulse tells a different story. Those who are willing to leave the group claim power. Look where comfort ends and persistence begins. That's all. No directions, no leniency. Just as the rest of the tribe is finished reading tree mail, you look up. A ripple moves through camp. Quiet, subtle, but unmistakable. Mid-sentence conversations end. People suddenly find reasons to stand, to stretch, to wander. The search has started. You look at the sun. It's already climbing. There's a challenge later today, and before that, a scramble for firewood, water, and appearances. You have time, perhaps less. You can't run away. That's how criminals are caught. You then sit. The shelter wall that doesn't need to be fixed is fixed by you. You assist in stirring the already boiling rice. Jokes that aren't funny make you laugh. Every landmark, suspicious camera angle, and location where comfort ends are constantly racing through your mind like a map overlay. That's when it clicks. The shelter. It's too obvious to be obvious. Everyone feels safe there. Everyone assumes that idols are now hidden from camp. However, production enjoys irony. When people stop paying attention, comfort ends. You wait until 2 tribe members head to the well together. Safety in numbers. That leaves 3 at camp, all busy. You grab a machete and announce you're cutting palm fronds. No one blinks. As you crouch low behind the shelter, you look for anything out of place. You run your fingers along the bamboo supports, press on knots, tug at vines. Nothing. Sweat drips into your eyes. With each breath, the speed of time increases. Persistence begins, the clue said. You move farther, toward the camp's perimeter, where the ground drops into sharp rock and thorny brush. Here, no one lounges. It is unpleasant, awkward, easy to avoid. The narrow path appears slightly more trampled than it should be when you spot it. Not a trail, just agitated. Your pulse quickens. You carefully follow it, hiding under branches as thorns scratch your arms and gnashing your teeth. The jungle thickens fast, swallowing sound. The camp noise fades until all you hear is your own breathing and the buzz of insects. You arrive at a small clearing dominated by a twisted tree with skeletal-looking roots rising from the ground. Uncomfortable? Definitely. You move closer, your eyes focusing. Nothing. You curse silently. You circle the tree once, twice. Then you notice the root. One of them isn't attached. It is crammed into the ground, positioned just right to make it appear natural, but not enough to fool a desperate person. You glance behind you. Empty. You pull. A hollow beneath is revealed when the root breaks free. Inside, wrapped in faded cloth and sealed with wax, is the idol. For a moment, you forget to breathe. You've always seen idols on television, held them in your imagination, but holding one for real is different. It's heavier than it looks, solid, real, dangerous. You resist the urge to laugh. Instead, you rewrap it quickly, tuck it deep into your bag, and replace the root exactly as it was. You turn and wipe your hands of dirt, and freeze. Someone is standing at the edge of the clearing. This is Alex. They don't say anything. They don't move. They just look at you, their eyes moving back and forth between your face and the tree roots. Your mind races. Did they see everything, or just sufficient? First, you break the silence. You scared the hell out of me. Alex laughs lightly. Sorry, I was looking for a spot to think. A lie. Or perhaps not. On Survivor, thinking is dangerous. Did you find the thing you needed? They asked, too casually. You shrug. Just thorns. They nod. A beat too slow. Yeah, jungle's full of them. The silence grows as you walk back together, side by side. Every step feels like it echoes. The energy at camp is electric. Someone else clearly found something, or thinks they did. Whispers ripple. Names are being tested quietly, like stones tossed into deep water. You stash your bag in the shelter and sit down, forcing your body to relax. Like a hidden heartbeat, the idol presses against your rib cage. The part that nobody talks about is this: finding the idol isn't the end, it's the beginning of paranoia. Now you have to decide who knows, who is in doubt, who you are willing to mislead in the future, and who you have enough faith in to tell. You catch Alex watching you from across camp. Maya laughs too loudly. Ben won't stop pacing. Everyone is hunting, but only one of you succeeded. Jeff's voice finally cuts through the chaos, calling you to the challenge. You stand, brushing sand from your legs, face calm, neutral, unreadable. As you walk down the beach with your tribe, you feel lighter and heavier at the same time. You have power. You also have a ticking clock, because on Survivor, an idol doesn't save you forever. It just gives you one perfect moment to change everything, and only if you survive long enough to use it.